Hi everybody, we're live after like a year and change. I have two chats on. There we go. I just dusted everything and got everything out of my closet, all the streaming setup, everything is solely new. I got really excited to stream again, so I did spontaneously today. Because I've learned about this D-Live thing. How's the audio mix, guys? Do you hear me okay? Music should still be playing though. Is everything okay? I know the lighting is shitty. I set everything up now in like half an hour. And you wouldn't believe, since last time I played something or streamed, there's been a lot of updates and a lot of things that, like, programs have changed. OBS has 1,000 new options that I didn't know about, that I still don't know about. So it's the biggest problem that I have right now is that I didn't figure out how to incorporate the D-Live chat into the Restream chat. I don't know if that's even possible, so that's kind of worrying. Does this work? This works. Okay. It really compliments my eyes. Yeah, you can barely see me back here, but considering that I play horror games mostly, or sometimes, it's not actually that bad. So yeah, I was really looking forward to this D-Live thing, because it's kind of a totally different streaming platform and idea. It's not really popular, but I think it's gonna blow up now because I learned about it from PewDiePie, and he's switching to D-Live, and it's been like a huge tidal wave of people coming here. And I actually have a feeling that it's easier for smaller streamers on a smaller platform, and especially because I'm not streaming like Fortnite and all the popular stuff. So I can kind of maybe carve a niche, and I'm gonna try. I'm streaming on Twitch now as well, but I'm an affiliate and I'm not supposed to do that, I think. But I'm trying. I send them an email. I'm gonna try and break that affiliate status because I really don't need it. And now I'm using Restream and streaming all over the place. How's the stream doing? I don't see any dropped frames or anything. I think we're doing okay. Just on a technical level, how does it sound and how does it look? Because I haven't touched anything in a really long time. So I'd like to know. I have... Everything is okay. Great. That means that I still got it, mostly. The only difference is now I have 3 monitors, because I have a dual streaming PC setup. I can't believe I got all that working in just a day. One thing I don't like about this platform is either full screen or kind of small screen. Oh yeah? I haven't actually... Let me check. I haven't actually played around with it. Ah yeah, but you can pop out the chat if you want, and then the screen is bigger, or... No, the screen is the same. That's kind of strange. But I'm sure they'll gonna iron those things out. But yeah, you're right. Okay, I wanted to show you a game that I've been really enjoying. Called... Oh, I don't see if I changed my... No, I didn't. Okay. That's kind of rough. Still working it, the guys. Aha, that is. Okay, yeah, I was supposed to press 3. And that's Outward. We're gonna stop the music now so we can hear the game. I think that should be a good mix as well, because the game is also... should maybe bring this up a bit. Do you hear the music? The music in this game is actually really good. Yeah, I think that's gonna be okay. Should be. I've been really enjoying this game. It's a totally different kind of open world RPG, and it's totally playable in co-op, which I've been doing and enjoying it immensely with a good friend of mine. But I'm gonna show you from the start. You can also play it split screen totally, which is kind of cool. So let's make a guy here real quick. There's not a lot of customization options actually, but hey. This game was totally done by a group of 10 people, which is unbelievable. When we get into it, you'll kind of see why. This is the only like anime hairstyle that I can get behind. Oh, dreads is not bad. Old guy with dreads? Sure. That's something you don't see every day. With white dreads. Hell yeah. Thank you, Yurapura. I feel like I'm back in the swing of things, which I like a lot. The only thing is, which I don't like, is that I'm gonna pop out the chat from the dive. And then I'm gonna remove everything else so I can actually see my stream setup and I can see the chat. I think this is gonna be okay. The only thing that maybe can be a problem is that my camera is gonna obfuscate some stuff on the screen. So, all my life I've lived within the safety of Cierzo, spared the brutality of the world outside, but life in Aurai, I think, is never that easy. For all the safety that my tribe provides, our laws are harsh. We are judged not as individuals, but as bloodlines. The failures of my bloodline weigh heavy on me. My grandmother brought ruin to our tribe long ago, bringing a heavy blood price upon my family. We've paid the debt caused by her actions ever since. I joined an expedition across the sea with my old friend Jan. No, this it's Alex asks on DLive, is this one of the games that you get monthly? No, this is a brand new game and I bought it with my own money. It's 40 bucks or 40 euros I should say. And I really like it. If you have a friend or a sibling that you can play it with, because it has a split screen as well, it's well worth the money, because if you want to play online with somebody, of course you need 2 copies. So for 80 bucks, it's all for 80 euros. It's kind of a that's a high price to pay for people. I'm aware of that, but split screen or alone, it's well worth the money. With my old friend Jan, hoping the money made there would be enough to clear my debts. That was a mistake. I'm likely to still be breathing after a ship hit rocks on the return voyage. Maybe a sister bro, or maybe a better half, perhaps. You know what I mean. Maybe your dad is a gamer, you can play with him. Now I have no choice but to pick myself up yet again and face the wild, untamed land outside the walls. I must carve out my own future or die trying. So, okay, I'm not obfuscating anything. This few circles down here are pretty important. So you start basically as a castaway, or castaway? Are castaways only people that get stranded on an island? I guess we're a castaway. It's kind of hard to describe what's really cool about this game. One of the things is you never feel like a hero. You're not a badass. You can get killed by pretty much the first enemies that you encounter, and you'll see that pretty quickly. The game is not the prettiest. It has that feeling of like a game that came out maybe 5 to 10 years ago. Oh, we have a little problem with frame rate, or is it just me? How's the frame rate, guys? Let's lower some stuff. I don't know on what end that is. Me anti-aliasing? Sure. When you're looking in that direction. Cagliare! Hi, welcome to the stream. I don't remember who you are. Well, considering I didn't stream for over a year ago, that's totally okay. I think you dropped in on one of my latest streams that I did, maybe Conan Exiles. I also don't remember anymore. I'm really sorry, but welcome back, I guess. But yeah, if you don't remember my face, then yeah, it's been a long day. Let me just... Is the frame rate better now? It seems better, right? Yeah, that considering that this game is made by just 10 people, I think it might have some problem with optimization. Oh, I have two chats on this as well. Let me just turn that off real quick. Yes. I'm really sorry. I just busted all my streaming gear out of a closet, and I'm like, I'm gonna be streaming today no matter what. So I busted everything out and connected it in half an hour. So, aha, when I look in a certain direction, it's okay. This seems like the most intensive part. It should be okay. Yep. Okay. I think we're ready. Oh, fuck. Just as I say it, let me lower some other stuff down. Sorry, guys. Bloom, antiseptic filtering, SSAO. Let's put it down to medium. I think the shadows are the biggest problem in this game. My friend had problems whenever it was night and we lit a campfire, his computer was dying. Yeah, Mixer is kind of a strange thing. I really, really like it. I think it's an amazing... Let me just make the chat higher as well so it doesn't cover up the inventory that much. Because the inventory changes when I use the controller. Yeah, that should be okay. I'm not gonna have anything for a long time anyway. Yeah, Mixer is kind of strange. I really like it. The site is amazing. The UI is great. They have great communities and features and stuff like that, but it just can't take off the ground. It's really, really harsh. And I think DLive with its blockchain and crypto thing can maybe be... Because I've noticed pretty much with myself first and then with everybody else that people are kind of getting disgruntled and disappointed by all the big internet companies and are looking for a way to like unplug from them. So if you give people a choice, I think that's gonna bring a lot of people over. Because what's happening with Twitter and YouTube and everything, I think people are slowly kind of done with that. I know I am. I personally deleted my Twitter. I deleted my Patreon after all the shit started to go down. But yeah. Okay, let me focus on the game now. So, you haven't seen much of it now. This game is really heavy on survival systems, which might sound bad at first, but just like if you ever played Red Dead Redemption 2 or heard about it, it makes you more invested in your character and in the world around you, and it's really kind of... Yeah, you get to role play more, which I really like in a role playing game. Who would have thought? So yeah, here we can take this machete, and then here we have a couple of hyenas that I'm gonna show you. I'm playing this with the controller, by the way, and it totally plays fine. The friend that I'm playing it with is allergic to controllers. He cannot handle them. He's a PC guy all the way. So it kind of works great both ways. A couple of times we drank potions when we didn't mean to. we just wanted to move stuff around our inventory and stuff like that. So how's the audio mix? Is the game too silent, too low? So the really specific thing about this game's combat, you can see a white bar underneath my character and a white bar underneath the hyena, and that's basically the poise that you call in Dark Souls. So when you attack an enemy, you don't break his animation or his attack, which is kind of tricky and shitty because, just as you saw here, you can trade blows pretty easily. Fuck. You trade blows often more than not, and that makes combat a lot harder than in other games. You have to be very, very careful. And now in my main game I'm a mage, which I totally forgot how to fight properly. And like in Dark Souls and all other games, every weapon has its own set of attacks and animations, so that takes getting used to as well. Okay, but that's the tutorial area, and if you die, you just get to do it. Thanks, Kalirai. How am I supposed to say that? Kalirai? Or just Kalira? So yeah, there's a lot of weapon types. You have like maces, axes, daggers, swords, sabers, everything that you can think of basically, and you have two-handed versions of those as well. Kalirai, I think we had this conversation already about a year and a half ago, but good to know. Welcome back. Probably. So another thing that's really cool about this game, or what was I talking about? I was talking about the combat. So this lower bar that you have, when it depletes halfway, you're kind of like staggered. You're you're kind of thrown off your balance, and when it's completely depleted, then you're knocked down, I should say. So another really interesting thing about this game is the inventory management, which is you always have a backpack with you. And backpack, okay, it's empty now, so you don't actually see it that much, but it hinders your roll by a pretty big amount. So you do like a Dark Souls fat roll, if you know what that is, if your backpack is full and you have a bigger one. So when you start each combat encounter, you're like, okay, fuck this backpack, I'm gonna go. So I find that really cool. So you have your pocket inventory. Certain armors, like Traveler's Armor, which is kind of logical, have more places in its pockets. And you get better satchels and backpacks later on. Some of them are even light backpacks that don't hinder your roll, no matter if you have them equipped or not. So, also what's really cool is... I was thinking about another game that also doesn't have that, and I really like that as well, but I can't think of it now. Is that this game doesn't have levels. So the only thing that doesn't have experience, doesn't have levels, the only thing that gets better is your understanding of the game and the gear you have.
Rise and shine, Trog spawn. You think you can nip off for 4 months and not pay what you owe the tribe?
So yeah, the death is still an important part.
The blood price is sacred. You can't just shrug off that responsibility.
If I don't see the money from you by the time I count to 10, you'll regret you ever came home.
I just woke up from a Shipwreck. Shipwreck. Have a heart, will you?
Yeah, you were on that ship too, weren't you? How many lives must your family be responsible for destroying before enough is enough?
It doesn't change the fact that I have no money right now and I can't pay you.
If you can't make the payments you missed, we will seize your home!
And so I see that that's also probably a budget thing. Not all the text in the dialogue is spoken, just pieces of it, which is kind of sometimes it's kind of distracting to hear one thing and then you read it and it doesn't go all the way, or it just jumps to the end. So that's not the greatest thing, but I kind of appreciate it nonetheless.
Enough of this!
It's better than just reading.
12 people are dead. Stop this shameful behavior at once.
Yeah, so you stopped the shameful behavior at once, and she skipped everything in between, but you get the gist of it.
To threaten someone like this while the lost lives are still fresh is an insult to their memory.
But, Chamber Lady Aberdeen.
I said that is enough! If you want to resume discussions after the mourning period, feel free. Oliel, see you.
Okay,
heard,
so
Mother.
basically,
Away with you, or
the
I'm
grandmother
sorry, that
did
was
a
the first thing
terrible
you woke
thing.
up to.
Our grandmother
Please
did a
forgive
terrible
if I
thing
could
for
do
the
more, I
tribe,
would.
and
The
you have like
most
a
I can do
legacy
for
of
you is declare
death
a mourning period.
that
gives you a few days to pay back the money.
that you need to
Either
pay
once
off.
you can make the payment, come see
So
me.
it's either
Please find a
150
way to
silver,
make it work.
which is the currency in the game, or doing like a blood, doing basically somebody a favor and getting a blood. I don't know what did they say.
A dozen
What's the
people,
name of it?
you must find a way to pay what is owed to the tribe. That does seem like your most effective. Never forget, no one. If you can do a great
tribal
deal
favor,
for
yeah.
someone in Sierzo, once you're ready to leave, remember, you only have
So
a few days.
I have 5 in-game
May your
days to
ancestors
pay
watch
out
over you.
150 silver, which is no joke. You have to like go and do stuff immediately. My pouch is overweight. Let's move that to the bag. And we're actually gonna equip this. And there's also a crafting as well. We just disintegrated that like tethered armor into rags, which we can make bandages from later on. And this is the first town in the game where you start from. For a game of that magnitude, you wouldn't expect a fully voiced professional voice. Yeah, totally. That's what I mean. It's like these guys really went all out and did the best they could, and you can really see that it's a passion project. And this game has a lot of heart. It has really a lot of heart, and I like it a lot. So also, what's really interesting, yeah, I'm gonna better show you, not tell you when that happens. But do I have any money on me? I have 25. Yeah, I need 25 to buy a better backpack. I'm gonna do that immediately. I think this guy has them. I'm actually sure.
What can I do for you? All right.
So no, you have a lot of recipes. You can also, which is cool, if you're playing. Shit, the frame rate's dropping, right? Please tell me, because I don't notice it all the time, because my game runs fine. Yeah, I can tell it's not the best. Let me lower some stuff. I always want to present you the way the game looks at its best, but something that just doesn't work. Advanced shader? Maybe let's... Yeah. Spheric fog. Nope. Oh yeah, the game looks much crisper without the atmospheric fog, but it looks a lot cheaper as well. Or without the shaders and some of that. Okay. Who has the backpack? I think this guy here.
Is there something you need?
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna buy that. And equip it. We can leave the satchel here. Does it have anything? Oh yeah. Okay. The world is persistent, so everything you drop on the floor will stay there, even if you go to another map and load and stuff, which is also pretty impressive. And you'll sometimes need that because the game has limited, as you can see, limited inventory space and stuff like that. You can explore the town, pick up a lot of starting weapons, which might and find something that suits you the best. We need to speak to the guard to let us out of the city. But
Whoa, hold up there.
where do you think you're
Where
going?
do you think you're going?
I'm going outside.
Oh, not like that, you aren't. You need at least an equipped weapon, a water skin, and an equipped backpack before you're ready to face the outside world.
So, which is good. He doesn't let you out without the necessary survival equipment.
Without basic equipment. If you march into your
Yeah.
field press to find a weapon, make yourself a quarterstaff. I'm also sure you can find a spare water skin by the water purifier on the town beach.
Okay, so we can find the only thing that we're missing is a water skin. And we can find it here by the water purifier here told us. That's our friend Yaz that got that was in the shipwreck as well. As you can see, he is half mechanic already. Automaton. So I'm gonna gather some clean water first, and I'm gonna drink. So I don't have to think about it that much. So I'm just gonna go outside to show you a little bit how that looks. Yeah, the game doesn't look the best, but it can be pretty atmospheric at times.
Need something?
Okay, we can ask him about stuff, but
Need
I'm
something?
going outside.
Well, you got the essentials at least. Here, I'll teach you a skill.
So, he will teach us a skill based on the weapon that we have equipped.
There you go.
Okay, he learned.
Mastering skills is the key to survival out
He
in the
taught me
wild.
puncture because we have
All right.
a machete
I
equipped.
feel comfortable letting you
We're gonna
outside
put
the
it
walls.
on our quick slot real
Use the
quick.
door when you want to head out.
Let's put it here. Skill. You can put items on there as well. So a few skills that you have already is always you start with a dagger slash, with a fire or reload for the pistol, a push kick, and throw lanterns. So lanterns are also a big deal in this game, because when it's night and it gets dark, it gets really dark. So you want to have lanterns when you go exploring caves, and if you go during the night and stuff like that. That's really important. Or have a makeshift torch, but if you use a torch, you can't have anything equipped in your other hand, of course, like a shield or later like magical lexicons and stuff that you need to cast spells. So I don't know if you noticed, but of course the red circle down there is my health, and the yellow circle is my stamina. But as you can see, as I use it, it slowly gets chipped away. My maximum stamina is dropping. That's another big thing in this game, is that that's called like burnt stamina or burnt health, and later on burnt mana. As you use, so that's why I usually don't just sprint around, because it uses your maximum stamina, and that basically represents tiredness, of course. And there are later items that you can cook or make that actually mitigate some of that, but for the most part, after a while, you will have to sleep. So that's also like a survival thing. And the quality of your sleep is going to depend on your gear as well. So you have makeshift bed at first, makeshift bedroll. I don't think I even picked it up. Okay, no sleeping for me. But then later on you can buy like a camouflage bedroll, because when you sleep in an unsafe place, there's also a possibility of you getting attacked during sleep, which is also pretty cool. So you have like an option, you have a slider like in most games, you choose how many hours you want to sleep, but you also have an option of sleeping, guarding, and then the ambush percentage goes down. Oh, that's like a... Well, there's a couple of bandits. One's an archer. Stealth is also a pretty viable way to play this game. There's a whole tree of skills dedicated to it. I don't think I have them just now. I'm just a newbie. And you have a repair during sleep as well, because some of the time that you rest, you have to dedicate to repairing your equipment. And you are gonna repair only the equipment that you have equipped, so no things in your backpack and stuff like that. So I didn't pick up any quests. There are quests in the game. They are kind of rarer, but as I've been reading and noticing, the main quests can go a couple of ways. There are factions that you can join and lock yourself out of stuff. And as you can see, the first quest is time sensitive. You have 5 days to do something. And later on, quests will... that's also a thing that this game tries to do, is like, you're nothing special. So if quests are time sensitive, sometimes you won't even know, but if something is very urgent, it really is urgent and you need to do it, because it's gonna play out whether you are a part of it or not, which I think is really cool. Hey, Colex! Well, thanks for the follow over on D-Live. I don't have the the notifications set up just yet for D-Live. This is my first stream on there, and my first stream after a really long time of not streaming. So what's really also kind of divisive about this game is that the world can feel pretty empty. So if you look at the map, you don't see yourself on the map, which is a survival thing as well, which I like. We started here from Cierzo and we went kind of like south here, and this is now the water that we see. I know this map pretty good already, but as you can see, there are more maps. You kind of get the sense of the size of the thing. So this mountain over there is the thing in the middle. And then, yeah, you have, I think, 8 more maps in this game. So the world is pretty big, but if you don't go to these, like, named areas, it can feel a bit empty sometimes. Which, when playing co-op, is totally fine. I mess around with my friend all the time. You always have stuff to do, like things to check out, or oh, let's see what's there, and you know, and stuff like that. So that's actually not that big of a deal. And besides, combat is really tough. Sometimes it's better not to engage. And what's really important, later on you have traps, you have spells that you can like prime and stuff like that. So you really need to take your time with combat. So the approach to combat is kind of like what they meant with The Witcher. Especially I think The Witcher 2, that was a big deal. Is that you need to prepare. So you have to like drink the potions, do the meditation, set up traps and stuff like that. Okay, I don't know if I hit them with that puncture. I don't think I did. So you have like a special attack that was... Or a strong attack and a couple of normal attacks that you can then combo together. So like that's a normal and a special. And now I've contracted an infection, which happened to me in my game as well. And then I had a problem for like 10 days to get rid of it. And of course block as well, which you don't use nearly as often as any game, as often as I should. And the AI of the enemies is actually really good. I was really pleasantly surprised. They also roll out of the way, exchange blows and stuff like that. So this game is not easy, and that it reminds you that you're not nobody special at every corner it can. So, but it's good. We got some meat, and I'm regaining some health because of the bandage. Lose 3% of your health per minute. And eating restores less food. Now it would be really great if I could make myself some tea. Where's my water skin? Aha, it's in my backpack. That's also a big problem. You have to remember to pick up your backpack again. Unfortunately, you can see it on the compass up there. So what we can do, I can show you the survival mechanics now. What we can do real quick is make a campfire. So if you reach to any tree, you can hold together wood. And then in the crafting menu, we can make a campfire kit. You go back to our inventory and set it down. There we go. Aha, I can't cook. Okay. I would have cooked myself a tea. I think I remember the recipe. But for that I need a cooking pot, because otherwise I can only put one ingredient on the fire. And of course for tea you need to have at least like water and something else. But we can cook this meat that we got from the hyena. And eating that will at least restore me some health. What I really like about this game as well is that the buffs last pretty long. So, but debuffs as well. So if this disease actually, if I contract it, I think now I'm in the beginning stages, but after a while you contract it and then you lose 7% of your health per minute, and eating restores like 35% less food, so less health from food. So that's kind of a hard thing. And also I don't know if you can tell, but down here there's this mirror, because you have to keep in mind your temperature as well. I'm standing close to the fire now, and if I stand in front of the fire for too long, I can actually get a heat stroke or something. So you need to keep in mind there's a desert map. There's also like probably a winter map and stuff like that, and you need to keep in mind what you have on yourself, because for instance this green worker attire has cold weather defense +6, so it's okay for cold weather, but is it okay for hot weather? That's another thing. So yeah, there's a lot of systems working here that make up for a really interesting and a different type of game. I think I'm gonna be dead now. Let's try this. So this weapon doesn't have... You have physical damage on weapons, and you have like impact damage on weapons. So one actually does damage, but I like this stab, it has a big range. So maybe I can chip away at this hyena. Haha! Missed. And if you can, if you keep your eye on the stamina bar, you will see that it does not recharge fast. So you have to like... Yeah, I missed that. Let's try and kick it. Yeah. So you see it's staggered now, and now my attacks are gonna actually... Yeah, and now it's knocked down. So that's the system of the impact thing. I'm gonna take all that and I'm gonna cook that meat. I'm still getting the buff from the other meat though, so that's okay. I'll eat the berry. Berries don't restore food, health actually. They're just for food. And so yeah, that's how the game actually works. You go out, you actually have a feeling that you're going out on adventures, because you're going out, doing what you can, returning home, selling everything, and then you go out again, and it goes out like in concentric circles. You're getting stronger and you can do more and more, and it's really, really satisfying. And also what's really hardcore, which we like, me and my friend that are playing this, there's no like quest markers or stuff like that. If people give you directions to a place, you have to follow directions to a place. We took screenshots with like our phones and posted them on Discord, what people told us, so we don't have to remember them. The directions are actually pretty clear, but if you do like a quest 30 hours later, after you talk to somebody, it's gonna be hard to remember. You can always come back. And how... So it's only 4 o'clock. So we have some daylight left, which is not bad. But I really want to buy some tea and get rid of this infection as quick as possible, because it's a real pain in the ass afterwards. And maybe in this beginning stage it goes away immediately, but I also caught a cold because I was not prepared for the weather outside, and I needed to drink the tea and sleep for a couple of days until that got better. I'm actually going the right way. I think I need to go a little bit west. Yeah. So all of that is like not realistic, but it's kind of logical. So things are not going to change overnight if you contract a disease and stuff like that. And yeah, you get tired, so you need to sleep. You can see my health already dropped for like 1/8 of my maximum stamina as well. Later on, you can even get better, not only bedrolls, but better tents. And if you have a luxury tent and stuff like that, you don't actually lose your hunger and thirst during sleep. You actually gain it. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff in this game that during like better equipment and better loot, you don't have to manage as much stuff and you get more powerful. I should really... I don't know what time it is. I don't want to stream too long. I just wanted to see if everything works. It's more like a test run for now. So yeah, I should probably show you my character and where I am now. That's gonna be cool. And the worst part is, I'm playing this game exclusively with my other friend, and I'm on this map as well? Oh yeah, I am. Okay. And now he has to go like for work, and he's not gonna be back for like a week and a half. So we're not gonna be able to play together. And I just got to the trainer. I bought a bunch of skills. I turned myself into a mage, and I can't wait to try it out. But yeah, so as you can tell, I'm a mage. I have a kick-ass backpack that's huge and protruding out of my hat, but never mind. So this is... Yeah, I have a spell now that can cast light. As you can see, this little orb. Spellcasting in this game is done a lot differently than in most games. Is also done more methodical and more like ritualistic, so it goes out in steps. It's not just like oh, fireball. It's a lot more complicated than that. So I learned. I actually have my combinations written down here on paper because it's not that easy to remember them. So if you look here, I have 4 different runes. Each of them on their own doesn't. Each of the runes on their own don't do anything. But if I combine 2 of them in the right order, they actually cast a spell. So I have a shield, or actually a buff. I have the light. I can summon an ethereal sword. Ethereal or ethereal, I don't know. Sword, and I can make a magic trap. So if I do this plus this, I make a light. So yeah, that's kind of how that works, at least in a rune sage. My mind pick broke, okay? At least in the rune sage tree, a skill tree, there are overall like 8 skill trees in the game, and what's cool about them, all the basic skills of a tree, you don't need to specialize to use them, so you can learn all skills of all 8 skill trees that are below the break breakout point. They call that the breakout point. I can maybe show you that if I get back into town real quick. So this is the huge mountain that we saw in my previous character. I should actually sleep, so... How's the frame rate with this lighting on? Not bad. So, I'm gonna gather some... I don't actually need a campfire to sleep, but... If this game is logical like I think it is, it should help with predators trying to attack me. So, as you see, I have a bunch of different recipes here. I can also make traps. Then you need to load them up with spikes, stuff like that. Where's the... Oh, there's the campfire. And as you can see, I have a bunch of stuff in my inventory. Most of it is for like making teas and potions and stuff like that. So you have... where is it? So you have an alchemy kit that you can put on your campfire. And then you use that to brew potions, and you use your cooking pot to make, of course, food and teas and stuff like that. So I don't have anything right now that I can make. But we're gonna put a nice little fire here, and near that we're gonna put a tent. Here's my tent. So I have a simple tent right now, which is actually nothing special. Maybe guards me for from the elements a bit better than the... So see, now you have like sleep. If we do not guard, there's a 50% chance that I'll get ambushed, so we have to guard a couple of hours as well. And then maybe repair one. Sure. And it shows you these needs is with what you're gonna wake up, so you don't want to like die of thirst during your sleep or something like that, which I don't think it... I don't know if that can happen or not, but fortunately your rest goes without incident and you feel better prepared for the day ahead. Nice. Okay. And you get an extra sense of adventure, adventuring like that, like putting tents, lighting campfires, preparing your meals, things like that. What's also interesting about mana, as you can see, my mana didn't regenerate. It actually got burnt, because the lore in this game is such that mana flows through everything, and you need it to... is that a pick? I threw it because that's a shitty pick, yeah. Flows through everything, so when you sleep and you're not conscious and concentrated and cognizant of that, you kind of lose your connection with the world and with mana. So that's why it's burnt. You hate Steam? Why do you hate Steam? Everybody's hating on Epic Store. That's the popular thing today, in this day and age. But fortunately, I brewed myself a lot of potions that restore burnt mana. So if I use that, my mana is now not burnt anymore, but it's not restored as well. But fortunately, I've learned another spell, which is pretty cool, which I don't think it's gonna work here because I already did it. And it's called Reveal Souls. Oh, there is a soul on this guy. Okay. And some spells work in combinations. So if you want to throw a fireball, you actually have this beginning spell called Spark. Let me just do this. So I can use Spark. First I reveal a soul of a dead enemy, or it needs to be a humanoid enemy. It can be like a hyena. Hyenas don't have souls apparently, I don't know. And then I can use Spark in that area, and that makes a combination that actually refills my mana. I kind of consume that soul for mana, which I didn't even know. I stumbled upon that on a forum when I already got Reveal Souls. I had no idea what Reveal Souls are gonna be good at. I think in the Shaman spell tree, skill tree, you can use it later to actually raise the dead. I'm trying to sell a thing for 1, and it says it's on hold, but I'm marked for... Let me put on a problem. Yeah, man, I didn't play around with that. I got a bunch of like stickers and stuff. And I used to sell them before, but I play so many games that my inventory is so full of those cards. It's too bad that there isn't an option to just like automatically put them all on sale or something like that. But yeah. Aha, I'm thirsty, so let me drink. Oh, my water skin is empty because I used all the water in making potions. Which is not a smart thing to do. Should have gotten some replenishment from that tea I drank, but probably not that much as I would like. We'll go down here to this lake and refill our water, but that's probably not gonna be clean water. We have to boil it. That's another survival thing. But yeah, the game can look really nice at times. It has like this purple is really cool, and how the grass changes colors on the wind. Game definitely has charm to it, no doubt. And I must say, all the enemy designs, all like the otherworldly enemy design in this game is also really, really good. It's not like a Final Fantasy game or somewhere where I'm like, just what the hell is that? Like a huge Pokemon or something, and then a huge satanic demon near it, and some, you know, like that inconsistency is really, really strange for me. So I appreciate that here everything really makes sense. So we're gonna gather river water, and now my water skin is full with river water, which is not good to drink, and I'll probably contract some disease. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna make a fire and cook it real quick. I need to show you some combat with my mage here, because it is pretty different than it was with my main, with the character that you just start off. I've been playing it with a controller, and the inventory management is probably not the best, but with a controller, but I don't actually mind it that much. So yeah, don't ask me how did I boil water in a leather water skin. I don't know. So it's not that in depth, but it still works. Okay, so these shrimps are actually one of the hardest enemies that we faced up to this point, because they are ranged and they shoot like lightning. They're called gun shrimps, I think, in this world, in this lore. So I'm not gonna tackle that alone. And what's really cool about the enemy AI as well, you will see hyenas chase around prey, hunt stuff. I saw this gun shrimp also attacking something. So the world can feel lively. But yeah, at times it feels pretty barren. And for those of you who are wondering, there are no mounts, there's no fast travel. They are saying that goes totally contrary to what the developers were aiming for, which I can get with all the survival stuff and your backpack and stuff like that. So I can totally understand why that's not the case, but it makes traveling around a pretty big pain in the ass sometimes, especially because you have limited capacity that you can carry with you, and me and my friend both are hermits that try to pick up as much stuff as possible. And then we left it all in the main town. So in the main town here in Cierzo. Here, and every other map has a main city as well, and at least between the cities it would be nice if there's like a portal or something that you can like just move between cities, but no. So you have to walk across like 2 or 1.5 map to get from one city to the other. So just keep that in mind. If you're planning on moving from a city to somewhere else on the map, take everything you can with you. Also, taking everything with you, of course, everything has expiration. Everything expires. So if you salt and dry meat, of course, is gonna last longer. If you cook stuff, it's gonna last longer than if you just leave it raw. So that's the thing that you need to take into account as well. So there's a lot of things. It's a really cool mix of a serious survival game, and it's done mostly pretty well. Like, it's not. So yeah, this is a shitty but cool example. You saw me picking up berries. I don't know if I have them with me here, but you can pick up berries from bushes. So berries alone will rot pretty quickly, but you can have a recipe to combine those berries into a jam. Jam will hold not rot for a lot longer. But if you eat the jam alone, it won't give you a lot of food. But if you had a recipe that combines bread with jam, then you get those like bread slices with jam, and they give you a lot of food, because you get from one recipe, I think you get 3 slices or something like that, and they restore a lot of health, which totally everything that I just said in this particular case totally makes sense. Yeah, those are the berries, and I really like that. So you can manually, if you think you have it figured out, you can actually manually try and combine things to get different recipes. You don't have to buy them. So sometimes I saw a recipe that was actually sold by a NPC, and just by the name of the recipe, I could have kind of figure out what the recipe was about, and I did it myself without buying it. And then, of course, if your friend does something in his game and buys different recipes than you have, he can tell you what you need, and you can discover them for yourself in your own game. And so yeah, that's really cool. Speaking of co-op, there's another really interesting thing that we didn't know about when we started. So one player's game is the host, and the other one is just a guest. So the progress of the stories and quests and stuff like that will not transfer over to the guest's game, but all the gear and everything they have learned and all the skills and everything else will. So that's something to keep in mind. Yeah, so see, there's an improvised bedroll, but I have better, so. Where's something to fight that's not a gun shrimp? Oh, I saw there was a really hard guy here in huge armor. Oh! Hey, Electro1001, thank you very much for the follow. I'm new to D-Live, as you probably can tell. This is my first stream here. But yeah, I'm using Restream and restreaming all over the place, so welcome. Oh, there's 2 of them, but I think I got them. So, we can start using my rune magic finally. I can set up a trap if I use these 2 runes. So that's gonna be a trap. Let me pull that down. I can actually make a sword as well, but I don't know if I need it. I have this axe, which is pretty badass as well. My pouch is now overweight because my axe didn't have space to go into the bag, which is kind of fortunate, but okay. That, and I can make, because I don't have a really strong armor, I'm gonna put myself with the buff. Okay. Come on. Come on. I should have actually equipped a shield. I don't need spells anymore. Maybe for another trap. Where's my trap? Come on. Haha! Sucker! Okay, that's one. Let's do another trap real quick. Are you an archer? Yes, you are. Oh! Fuck you, have a sword. Come here. Come here. I want you to step on this real quick. Thanks. So yeah, this was not the best case of enemy AI, but let's just say that a proper trap is set so it cannot be seen. And now I can use my reveal souls. Yep. And then I can use spark. And I got most of my mana back. So I'm really happy about this build, if you haven't noticed. I stumbled upon it, mostly, especially the mana part. I'm gonna take all that, and I'm gonna sell it. So, of course, you have encumbrance, and your movement is slowed down if you're over encumbered, but it goes in steps, so it's not immediately that you cannot move. Let's see all the buffs that I have right now because of my spells. So runic protection, physical resistance plus 15 and protection plus 2. Hey Electro, thank you for the lemon, man. Thank you very much. And a runic blade is summoned, which we can actually see in our current equipment. It has 28 ethereal damage. I don't know what actually that icon means, and it has 12 impact. But yeah, my brutal axe has a lot more impact damage, which is not bad, and it's actually faster. And what I like about one-handed axes, look at this special button combo. Look at this. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's just one press of a button, which can be good, but which can also be bad because you're stuck in an animation and enemies don't get staggered. So that's a big problem. So yeah, fighting... you can see here, this hyena is chasing like... I want to say a chocobo. It's not a chocobo. Oh, hell. How can he run vertically up the hill like that? Yeah, I don't think this hyena is gonna eat today. Oh, that's not a hyena, that's that big guy in all that armor that I was talking about. Should we try and take him out? We should try and take him out, right? I'm thirsty, let me drink real quick. Why did that guy attack her? Oh yeah, we're doing this. We're doing this, guys. Look at him. Can you imagine the drops on him? The only thing... Let's set a trap here. I don't need the... I'm gonna do the shield. I might as well do the sword. Fuck. Okay. I think this is gonna be okay. He's pretty slow. Fuck, I can't move because of the X. Okay. Okay. That got him pretty well. Fuck! Let me do another trap. Come on. Okay. Nice. One more trap and he's down. I don't know if I have enough mana for it. Not enough mana. Sure. Super. I have a potion though. Let me do a mana potion. And let me do a trap real quick. AB. Nice! Look at that shield! The problem is I'm too heavy. Okay, so that was totally a coward's way of fighting. But hey, that trap is not... That runic trap is not there for nothing. Oh, tower shield. Look how heavy that thing is. Oh my god. Okay, he didn't have anything special on him. Small sapphire is a thing that can be sold pretty well. But I think I can sell that tower armor and his weapon for a lot more than I can sell this crap for. So this is going away. What's this? Looter armor. I don't need that. Might fetch a pretty good price though. Nope. Okay, let's see if we can take this. Brutal club. Wow. Oh, I'm not even over encumbered. Nice. Let's take that looter armor. Now I am. Okay. Oh my god, look at this thing. Yeah, and the item designs in this game are also very good. I didn't see an item that I was like, oh, that's shitty. Oh my god. That looks great. Yeah, I took the simple bow. I don't want that. So yeah, that's basically Outward. There's a lot of playstyles, a lot of combinations that you can do. Because, as I said, the basic skills of any skill tree in the game don't have any requirements. They're only bought for money. Character is not... you don't gain levels, you don't gain experience, so you have no other bottleneck for making your character except for money. What I forgot is I'm gonna raise the dead or reveal soul. Yeah, and I'm gonna consume his soul for mana. Hell yeah. That's such a good thing, because mana, without spending a breakthrough point and going above, specializing in that skill tree so you can go above the basic skills. I'm gonna show you that real quick. How late is it? Yeah, let's go to the nearest town. I'm gonna show you the other map too, because we are somewhere. We are here, and I might as well go to the other map and not go up here. Yeah, let me show you the other city, so you kind of get a feeling for how the maps are laid out and the difference between them. I'm gonna burn through my stamina, but that's not a problem. Yeah, Electro, I'm pretty new to D-Live. Is there a way to actually combine the D-Live chat with Restream's chat? Because now you don't see the D-Live chat on stream, which is pretty unfortunate. I now saw that Kali Ray said hyenas have souls. Yeah, I agree. I'm a dog lover. I agree that animals have souls as well. I'm still getting health regen from something. What did I do? What did I eat? I have no idea. So now I know this map pretty well. We're going through here. And yeah, we'll be on the other map pretty soon. I'm new to here. Yeah, there's been a pretty big wave of people getting here. I heard it from PewDiePie actually. Probably just like half of the people on D-Live right now. And I was so excited. I was thinking about, should I go back to streaming? Should I not go back to streaming? Had a pause of like last time I streamed was like a year and then a couple of months ago. And I heard about D-Live and like I was like, I'm getting back in. So this was like really quickly set up. The lighting is not proper, nothing is proper, but I wanted to make a test and see if everything still runs. And I'm actually really surprised because I have kind of a complicated 2 PC stream setup, and I was really surprised that everything works. After just a little fiddling about. Oh no, not a gun shrimp. Please. Yeah, let's just do that. Let's just not look at each other. Thank you. And so yeah, you can see on the anime, on the walk cycle of your character that you're getting tired past the halfway point of your stamina. My stamina is getting... It's regenerating pretty fast, actually. Why is that? Stamina recovery. I think I ate something that gave me stamina. What's with this potion? Oh, that's just for mana. What did I eat? I have no idea. It's not bad. It's not like I'm... Yeah, so... I only see dead ones, but look at this creature. Look how badass it looks. I'm gonna fight those at some point. I'm sure of it. The creature design is really, really good in this game. And this is like an automaton. It's almost like a robot, a magical robot or something like that. We fought a couple. They look really cool. Okay. Let's check out the new map real quick. And the big city there. And I'll show you one of the skill trees so you can get a or two. I think there's even two. Yeah, there's two features in that town. So I'm gonna show you how that looks and what breakthrough points are and all that. It will make a lot more sense, I think. Because it's not like in other games. And most of it, nothing is explained. There's a couple of people on YouTube doing very good tutorials and videos that kind of help you make sense of the world. Because nothing is explicitly said in this game. Also, you need this travel rations if you're going between maps. Which you can actually do from any food. But it's kind of like, okay, this is gonna take a while. We need some food for our way there. So yeah, we're gonna travel to the Emaker forests. It's telling us about the travel rations, which we got covered. Oh man, it's good to be back. I haven't done this in a very long while. So it's actually called an Emaker, a forest, this area, but I can't say that it's very dense, as you can see. And yeah, I think they simulate some time passing because usually my stuff rots in between travels, which I guess happens. This turnip, or the turnip and turnip pottage is used to also regenerate mana, which is not bad. I do have some... I ate an egg, if I remember correctly. Yes, eggs are amazing. If not cooked, they really don't last long, but if you cook them and you eat them, they give a lot of stuff with time. So I'm gonna cook actually those couple of eggs real quick. Hi Vegan. I actually started to stream. I decided that I'm going to stream like 3 hours ago and then quickly set everything up and I'm like, screw it, I'm gonna stream. So yeah, it was not I decided like in a moment. Hi, welcome man. Good to have you. So yeah, let's cook all that. Let's cook berries. No, we're gonna make... I don't know how much we have. We're gonna make jam out of berries, but for that we need a cooking pot. The music is really nice. I don't know if you can, guys, if you can hear it. The only problem is each map has its own like theme, and if you're spending a lot of time in one map, it can get pretty old pretty quick. But still, it kind of works for the atmosphere. So it's 5 o'clock. I really should get back to the... go to the town before it gets dark. I mean, I have a lantern and everything, it's not that big of a deal. But as you can see on my stamina, I'm getting pretty tired already. Oh, and those are kind of like new enemies. That's like a giant, I think. That's how they're called. I haven't attacked them yet. Me and my friend saw them and we were like, okay, that's fine. It doesn't look like he wants to talk, let's just go. because this game, okay, now we are very much better equipped than we were when we first saw him, because I basically before had none. I didn't have any spells, any skills, nothing, and my friend got into direction of like using bows, so he had like a sniper shot, which if you played World of Warcraft you know what that is. It's like a shot that takes a lot to wind up, but it does a lot of damage, so it's good to open up fights with that. And I used a lot of like traditional traps before I got this magic trap thing. So you basically just, you have something like a tripwire trap, you set it down like this, and then you can prime it with stuff. I don't have any spikes right now, but you can even put weapons inside, and when it's triggered it actually does like a bludgeon attack or something like that, but you lose the trap and the weapon as well, so you need to keep that in mind. It's much better to build special spikes to load into traps. So you can see that's like an astral skeleton. It's like a ghost. It's not like it is a ghost. And he is actually vulnerable to the ethereal or ethereal or however you call that effect, which I have on my sword that I can summon. So it melts those ghosts pretty well. We had a lot of trouble with them before because they are fast and they are they can take a lot of damage otherwise. So yeah, those are like deers as well. You have that can hunt. You can hunt for food. We're almost there, guys. We just have to get past those docks. You can see those dogs there, abandoned docks on the map. Yeah, now that I've turned off that atmospheric fog, actually everything looks too crisp and kind of bad. But at least the frame rate is doing much better on the stream, so I'm happy. I don't want you guys to lose your eyes watching watching a choppy stream. So we've been playing this for about, I'd say, 20-25 hours. And by unlocking skills and stuff like that, we get a feeling that we're just scratching the surface. This is a game that you can really play for a long, long time. Oh man, I almost lost all my stamina. What would have happened then? It's just like a collapse. Die of exhaustion. Also, speaking of death, there are 90 different scenarios of what happens when you die. You get like a loading screen and a bunch of text, and then you get like, oh, somebody saved you, or you wound up in a prison, or you wound up as a slave, and things like that. So even when you die or when you fail, there's just a great kind of story that keeps on going, and you never know what's gonna happen. And that's really cool way to handle death. Sometimes you'll be in a place where you don't have your backpack and you need to take it back. Need to take it back and stuff like that. So that's really cool. Sometimes very interesting things can happen when you die, and those are like, I think, specific encounters that only happen there when you die. So oh yeah, this town looks really shitty without the extra shadows. But if I turn it off, turn it on, the stream is gonna die, I think. So yeah, it's already kind of choppy, so let's leave it at that. But trust me, on high, this city looks really good. So what's specific about this thing here? You can buy a seed from a merchant that you plant, and actually a tent grows out of it, and you can rest here. That's really cool, but you cannot pick it up, of course, because it's a plant. So I have a cooking pot here. Let me just make some more suiting now that I have the weeds for it. And what did I want to make? Ah, burnt stamina. Let's just sleep till morning, actually. Then I'm gonna show you the other tent is from my friend there, you can see. So we're safe in the city, we don't need to guard. We can actually repair. 2 hours, sure. And yeah, I think that's gonna do it for Outward. It was the game came out of nowhere. It's actually, I don't know, 2 weeks maybe it's out, maybe a few days more. Is it worth it? Yeah, man, it's totally worth it. If you have, especially if you have somebody to play it with, because the whole game can be played in co-op. You can even play it. You can even play it split screen, which is crazy. Oh, I can even load up my character. Wow. Okay. So yeah, if you have a sibling or somebody that you can play it with, my quit game now here. Yeah, especially if you have somebody that you can play it with locally, then you basically both have something to play for the price of 40 euros. That's really, really good. So, as you can see here, yeah, totally. So you can play it online or co-op or split screen, which is very rare with games like this, and that's why I like it a lot. And it's only made by 10 people. I don't know if you know that, if you're here from the start, but it's made by 10 people, man. So as you can see, this is that breakout point. You can see this chain, and you can see that every character only has 3 breakout points. So basically, from all the 8 available skill trees in the game, you can buy all the basic skills for every tree, but you need to use the breakout point to specialize further deeper into the tree. So from the 8 you can specialize for 3. Yeah, that's I think that as well. And what you need to take into account is that above the breakout point you will get chance to choose. So if you choose Predator Leap, you cannot do Piercing Shot and vice versa. So you can only pick one of this, of 2 of those skills. What's really cool is, like, in this Wild Hunter skill tree, there's like this Enrage boon, which boons are called, what buffs are called in this game. And you can use that Enrage boon into like a Warrior Monk skill, and you can combine them, and there's a really cool way of synergizing skill trees. So from those 8 you can specialize in 3, and they kind of work together as well, especially the spells. One negative review: devs promised quality, forgot to deliver, and gave us microtransactions. What are you talking about? This game doesn't have microtransactions. Somebody was probably messing around. If that's for this game, because this game is the complete opposite. Yeah, this game is the complete opposite, man. Devs promised exactly what they delivered, exactly what they promised, and didn't give microtransactions, and there's no microtransactions, so I don't know. But let me show you my Rune Sage skills as well. So I'm not gonna spoil the main quest for you, but there are like what's really good about this game is the replayability of it, because you have 3 main factions that you can join, and everything when you join one, the other 2 get locked out. So replayability in this game is also a huge thing, and if you take into account the specialization of this of the skill tree and everything, you can make a lot of different characters with this. So, as you can see, I didn't go bust through my breakthrough point or whatever it's called. Firstly, because it costs 500 silver, which I don't have. It increases my mana. So then what I get, access to more advanced runic combos, which is really cool, because then I can, when I do one combo, for instance the trap, I can do another combo to enhance that trap. And same with the sword. If I have a sword, you can meet some players while playing, or just if someone joins you. So no, only if someone joins you. You don't meet players in the world. That would be really cool, though. That would be really cool. But for a small team as that, it's even it's a marvel that even the co-op is in the game. So yeah, I can get the ability for, like, if I summon a sword, it's a one-hander, and then if I do another combination, it can actually be a two-handed huge sword, and stuff like that. So that's this arcane syntax, and then at the end, I can learn the internalized lexicon. Now I have to have this book equipped if I want to use my runic spells. But if I had that last skill, then actually I don't need to have it in my offhand. Or I can choose the runic prefix. All runic spells are more powerful or have added effects, which is a shame that you don't actually see a little bit more detailed. But yeah, so that's like 2 trees of 8 that you saw. There's also a warrior monk, mercenary, which is like guns. There's also guns in this game, and kind of like stealth. There is a rogue tree as well for like daggers and stealth. What's more? Rune sage, wild hunter, which is bow specific. There's a spell blade as well, which is kind of name tells it, which combines melee and spells. It's actually like imbuing your weapons with magic, fire, shock, and things like that, and some buffs. What more? Did I say everything? Yeah, maybe a couple more that I'm forgetting, but part of this game was actually, yeah, because I am, man. Look, I can summon a sword, a magic sword. I can summon an orb of light that actually helps me find my way when it's dark, so I don't need to use this lantern. What else can I do? I can make a trap on the floor, which I hope these NPCs don't trigger and don't die. Oh, what have I done? Okay. Okay, you can't hurt NPCs in this game, that's good to know. But yeah, guys, that's been Outward. That's been my first stream after like a year and a half. I hope you guys enjoyed, and that's kind of like what I try to do with this streaming thing. Oh yeah, and you can drop your backpack as well, so you can fight properly. That's kind of like what I try to do with these streams is maybe show you games that are not that well known, or maybe games that you might have missed, stuff like that, because I think that there's a lot of cool games that we can check out, and sometimes I just do chill streams where I play whatever and hang out with you guys. Sometimes I do a more focused streams, kind of like this one was, where I try to preview a game or tell you more about it, which I also like a lot. There's also series that I've been doing of playing horror games a lot, so play horror games so you don't have to. What else? Glance at, yeah, so my previous series is called Glance At, so if you see a Glance At stream, that's probably what's gonna be. I try to stream, when I stream for 3 hours, and then maybe I make a block of 3 times in 1 hour of and showing off 3 different games. But we'll see how it goes. I don't know. Oh, have you played Darkwood? Yes. Ah, yeah, that's how you probably followed me originally. Yes. Kali Ray, that's exactly it. And that was one of my favorite games that I have ever played. Darkwoods is amazing. I still think about that game every now and then. It's really great. I can't believe that a top-down game can be the best horror game I've ever played. That's really strange. So yeah, I did co-op streams as well. Yes, where I hang out with my friends and play some co-op games. We're playing a lot of Deep Rock Galactic right now, which is a really great game. I really want to show you guys that as well. It's currently in early access, but they've been pushing out patch after patch every like once a month, I think. And it has a lot more stuff, and we get surprised every time, and it's really fun. So yeah, thank you very much. It's good to be back. We'll see. I'm gonna massage and see how my schedule's gonna work, and when I'm gonna be able to stream. But yeah, get ready for a lot more of this, I think. Thanks everybody that dropped by. Kali Ray, it's amazing to see you here after a 1-year hiatus. That you just came back. That you even stayed subscribed or followed. That really warms my heart. Yeah, I hope you guys like what you saw and like to hang out. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.